I got my walking shoes on. I can't tell you where I'm going, but I'm walking down this lonely road. Hey, but at least the scenery is beautiful. And that song by Molly Music, Walking Shoes, is so applicable to my life right now. I can't even begin to tell you. Um, well, actually, I'm going to try. So, there's been a lot going on with me today, family. And by the way, welcome into 2020. According to the Gregorian calendar, I know that the new year starts in March when everything begins to bloom and is brought back to life. So, we're going to go along with this winter new year, though, for the western side of the world, and just pretend along with the rest of everyone else. But just wanted to say welcome back to my channel, Nourishment 101, and kind of share some things that have been going on with me spiritually. I've been getting downloads like crazy. And let me just tell you that every everything right now that is not um, able to go into this new frequency that I'm vibrating in, it is being pushed so far away from me. I mean, long-term relationships, people, situations, objects. If it is not suitable for me right now, it is leaving on its own. I don't even have to say anything, and that is the power of spirit. So if this is happening to you, then watch this video because you're here for a reason, my love. So I've been getting these downloads, and by downloads I mean I have access. I have gained access, you guys, you ladies. I it is so obvious now that I can tell you, because before it started off as me seeing 1111 or 111 and then 222 and 444, and just these numbers showing up in triple and quadruple digits at different times. And so that went on for a long time, and it's still going on. The numbers are almost like guiding me to certain information, certain paths, certain people, and it is showing me what decisions I need to make. So this is becoming easier and easier. I know I have spirit guides, whether it's ancestral or um, whether it's just my angels. They are there with me, walking with me, helping me stay strong through the transition and through the new birth. So I have been receiving messages from the Akashic Records that have been so strong, that I've been able to bring them back over after waking up from my sleep. I just wake up in the middle of the night and I have to write it down. But I find that even without writing it down now, I'm remembering. I'm not forgetting things. So I know that my energy is increasing. And something recently that I've been receiving is the sun has been speaking to me, and the moon. And I know many of you watching this is going to sound really weird, but hang on, let me explain. So, the sun, which is what has been praised throughout all of mankind and worshipped by our ancestors, which you can see clearly, they have the symbol of the sun on every artifact, just about, not every artifact, sorry, on a lot of the drawings and pictures that we have found from antiquity. There has been a picture of the sun, and there's always been understanding about the life-giving properties of the sun and the rays to all of life. And before, I didn't understand, I didn't grasp it, but I do now, because when the sun speaks to you, it shows you images, it shows you pictures, and yes, it personifies itself into a being because it uses images that you can relate to, and past situations, things in your mind, thoughts and memories that it can, whatever it can use to communicate with you so that you get it, so that you understand. And so I had a vision of the sun walking around, spreading love and joy through people's houses. And this is like in some ancient time, but it was walking with its disciples. And I was one of the disciples at the time. And I think I told you this on another video, but I was St. Thomas, the skeptic. I do have a healthy skepticism now that helps me see things in different viewpoints. It's not just not believing things or not believing or trusting in people, but the skepticism that manifests in other people is about yourself. Everything that manifests outwardly is really about some shortage that you have within yourself. So the questioning that I was doing to other people was really me not trusting and believing in me. And over time, that has been healed, and it is still being healed, but I was able to see how the sun is drawing or putting these healing energies inside of me to help balance me out. And as one of the disciples, which is one of the 12 zodiacs, I represent Scorpio. And I was, my point of view was needed just like every sign's point of view when we were traveling and we were going into these houses of just people who were ill. And the illnesses were portrayed as people being lame, not being able to walk, or people being blind and not being able to see, or people having these just these different ailments or diseases or sicknesses, which is what you see when you look around today. But it starts on a spiritual level. And so what I realized, that people who weren't able to see, who were blind, were really people who could not see the truth, people who could not see who they were. And that causes them to be blind in the physical world as well, because frequency is it reveals itself to you based on whatever level you're vibrating at. So if you're vibrating in a certain frequency, there are many things around you that is vibrating on another frequency, whether it's higher or lower, that is not within your field of sight. You won't be able to see it or perceive it. And so that is related to blindness, as well as if you can't walk or if you are sick, and you have some type of debilitating disease, that also manifests from a spiritual level, in which you're not able to make moves, you're not able to take the necessary steps in your life that you need to get to the next level, whether it's with your health or whether it's with making a decision. These spiritual illnesses always manifest into something physical. And as I'm walking and traveling from house to house and I'm seeing all these sick people, I recognize some of these symptoms in myself. And this is how the sun was able to heal not only me, but everybody that it came into contact with. And it does manifest as a masculine energy. And we'll get to the moon in a minute, because she manifests as a feminine energy. So we're walking house to house, pretty soon city to city, nation to nation, and the word of the sun is getting around all over the world. So if you notice, in every culture, there is a son of God. There is a son that is born of a virgin or Virgo, and there is these miracles that the sun walk around performing. That's in almost every culture, whether it's Mithra or Buddhism or Jesus, Muhammad. You can just put just about any major religion leader's name in there, and you will see that the characteristics are the same. So this is about being able to read the stars and know the ordinances, which are laws in the sky, because they do manifest on earth, as above so below. When you are understanding more about nature, life, and who you are, then everything becomes one, and everything, it shows you how it all is a part of each other. And so the story about the Son, or whether you call it Jesus, it's really telling you that the energies within this world can be healing if you are opening yourself up and allowing yourself to be healed by them. But you have to be a willing participant, just like in any sexual uh, intercourse. You have to be willing and ready and able to receive this energy, because it is so powerful that it will transform you, and you have to be ready for the transformation. Me being a Scorpio, I'm always ready for transformation, because that is the foundation of my sign. I am a transformative energy. Pluto is my ruling planet. Whether you still believe it's a planet or not, it is rebirth and death and rebirth that I represent. And my nature is to rise out of the ashes like a phoenix, and that's exactly what's happening. I am opening myself up to be of service. Even in my holistic nutrition practice, I've been helping people for free, and I noticed that when I started doing that, energy and information just started flowing in, as well as when I turned my bed to face north, the natural flow of energy in the world, I began to be I started just seeing things. I started picking up on things easier, and I'm able to bring information forward like what I'm sharing with you now from the other side. So with that being said, after we walked around and we performed these miracles, I noticed that I was being healed from them. So the sun is about showing you and giving you and providing you the information that you need. The moon is about using the information. So she comes out at night when you're resting, to help heal you, to help that information kind of find its way to wherever it needs to in your body, in the deepest of the deepest crevices. She is pushing that information along to show you how it's supposed to be used. And so they're the perfect pair. They work together in harmony to balance you out. And her presence is so gentle, so nurturing. At night, all I felt was my heart just being healed from everything. It felt like past lives, like not just my past lives, but you are your ancestors, and any past hurts and challenges that they've had, you can heal those, because the moment now, it changes your past and it changes the future. Because whatever moment, when you take advantage of now, you're able to heal past generational hurts and pains, because the decision that you make moving forward makes you new. It makes you a different person than you were yesterday. And yesterday is in the past. All of yesterdays are in the past. So for you to be who you are now, all of yesterdays had to have not even existed. So that is why the only moment that matters is right now, and the only decision that's worth anything is what you make now. So the moon is showing me all of this, and I'm just like present, fully present, but still asleep, or like I guess in some stage of the probably theta or delta, where I'm able to. I was very relaxed and unconscious, but very aware, and I don't know any better way to describe it. But she was just reaching in like a spider web, and like a mother spider taking care of her babies, and all of the stars are representing all of her babies, all of her children, and they're right there with her, and they're encouraging you to say it's okay to be whatever you are. It's okay to feel however you feel, but I'm going to show you how to use that energy and that those feelings that you have to balance everything out in your body. And that's how I felt for the first time in my life. I felt such peace, not being afraid of anything, not caring about anything, not a worry in the world. And that's what Mother Moon is, what I call her. That's what she brings to our lives when you allow her to. And it was almost like I was um, initiated into the mystery school because I was allowed to ask questions. And so I did. I asked 2 questions and I got answers for them, and I will share those with you. My first question was trying to understand what soul was. And I wanted to know the difference between the soul and spirit. And that's something many of us are confused about. Maybe not everybody, but I was. I didn't have a deep understanding of the difference between the two. And one is that they are like manifestations of the sun and the moon, because soul does mean sun. And so the soul is an accumulation of all of life's experiences and all of life's knowledge and wisdom into one source. And that source is represented as the sun, soul. So the sun goes around the zodiac. I think every 2,100 something odd years is into each age, which we call different zodiac signs ages when the sun is moving through those in that 2,100 something year period. And so it's gone through the age of Taurus. It's gone through the age of Aries. It's gone through the age of Pisces. And we are now in the age of Aquarius. And each age, the sun brings with it different powers and different knowledge and different wisdom that it has accumulated through going through all of the other ages. And this is the collective soul. Now, spirit is how the soul, how it uses the information. And it is the application. Spirit is the application of the soul. I hope this is making sense. So, all of that information that the soul has and has accumulated, you breathe that. You live that. And that's what spirit is. It is the living version of the soul. It is the living version of all of that information, all of that light, all of that energy, all of those frequencies. And it is the air that we breathe that keeps us in alignment with that soul. In fact, spirit is breath in Latin. So when I was asking these questions, the answers were coming like almost immediately. And I was amazed. I was feeling so overwhelmed by love and just peace at the time that I wanted to stop asking questions and just receive whatever information that it was imparting to me. So I woke up so energized from this. I don't even know if I can even call it a dream, because I was conscious in a way of what was happening to me. And what's funny is I woke up at 2:22 a.m. After all this happened, and I had to like start writing it down. But again, I didn't even have to read my notes because it's so ingrained in my mind that there was no way I was going to forget it. And that was just, I'm sure, so that I could tell you all. So, where do I fit in all of this? Apparently, my purpose is to spread this information whenever it is revealed to me, to you. I do believe that we can heal the world together. I believe one person at a time, one neighbor at a time, one city at a time, one state at a time, one country at a time. We can heal each other and raise the vibration of the whole earth by just being kind to each other. When I was walking around with the sun into these different homes of these people who were sick, all we did was just hug that person. We all came as supportive and as uplifting and positive as possible. into the homes of these people who were sick. And they were so happy to see that somebody cared about them enough to come visit them and lay hands upon them. And when the hands of the son was laid upon the person, they could feel the presence and the energy immediately of soul and spirit. And it gave them spirit. It gave them life. It gave them enough to get up and walk, things that they haven't been able to do since their illness began. It gave them new insights. It gave them the vision that they needed to see themselves doing and becoming. So all it takes is an act of kindness. I ask that you just do something nice for someone, whether it's give them a compliment, whether it's hug them, say I love you out of nowhere. Be supportive, be expressive in that support, and don't be shy, don't be ashamed, and don't feel like you're being judged, because you don't know how bad somebody may need you to just say I love you, or thank you, or just show gratitude or support in any way. So I think we should start something here with this. And if you have any ideas, please leave them below in the comment section. But I think we should all start getting together and meeting at places and just showing love and kindness to each other first. And then I think we should travel around and do it, show it for other people, maybe people who are in the streets, maybe people who are sick. If you know someone who is sick, why not get a group together of people who can just go and visit that sick person and bring them energy and love and see what miracles can be performed, because I know that love can perform miracles. And this is all that the sun is doing each and every day when it sheds its beautiful rays of sunlight on our skin. It is sharing information with us that is balancing us out from when the time you're in your mother's womb. You're in her womb for approximately 9 months. So that means you're getting 9 months of the zodiac while you are being made. There are 3 of those zodiacs that you don't get. And so you may need that information to balance you out. Everybody walking around you is a representation of the zodiac, because they were born in different signs. So you have to look at all of the people around you as your 12 disciples. They are your tribe. And this is just a new perception, a new paradigm of how we should be living and shifting into being in this new frequency. And I know that my purpose is to help you see that. So thank you for watching. That's all I got for today. I really appreciate you. I love you, and I thank you for watching my channel. And if this video has uplifted you in any way, please share it. That is my gift. And as always, thank you, beloveds. Until next time.